Hello, everybody. Bring it a little closer. How's everybody doing today? Get out of the glare a little bit. That's a little bit better. Hey, Pam. How's Alistair? We miss him. Tell him to call us. Hey, Mama. My mom is on today. I got to be on my best behavior. Like that would ever happen. So let me know if you can hear me. Just say I can hear you. That way I know my microphone's working today. And we'll get started here soon. Lacey, come here. No? Okay. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Betty. Thanks, Diane. Thanks, Louise. Thanks, Brenda. So good, everybody can hear me. That's great. Hey, Cookie. Yeah, this one's gonna be a fun one. I like this one. Thanks, Pam. Just wanna, I'll introduce a couple people here. If you don't know, Cookie Gaynor, Miss Cookie Gaynor is a fabulous educator with Embellish and R&K. She works closely with my dear friend Hope Yoder, and so if you get to watch one of their videos, make sure you do. You're going to learn so much. I'll post some links a little bit later today with that, so you've got to watch some of their stuff. They're just blows your mind what they can do with an embroidery machine and with a digital cutter, which is near and dear to my heart. I love digital cutting and embroidering, so it's always fun stuff. So welcome, everybody. We'll just go ahead and get started. Oh goodness, welcome to, believe it or not, this is the 5th. One day I'll be saying 100th, but this is the 5th episode of Sewing at the Beehive. How exciting. Hi. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. It's always fun to meet new people and see new people, join our little group, all of us queen bees out here. I love what I do, and my most important thing that I love to do is teach. So there's so much cool technology and cool projects and cool materials and cool all kind of stuff out there. that I just want to show you guys. I just love sharing my knowledge. I've been blessed enough throughout the years to be taught by, I think, the industry's best sewers, embroiderers, digital cutters, all that, and so why not share that knowledge? My thing is, no matter what you're doing, sewing wise, you're learning. And if you can take a class, take a class. Again, you've heard me say this before, doesn't matter if you like the class, you're actually learning. And by the time you're done with that project, if you don't like it, who cares? That's the Christmas gift you get to give to the person you don't like at Christmas. So, and we all have little things like that floating around. We're like, oh, well, what? But you learned something from it. So that's the greatest thing about doing these for me. And I hope you can learn and do some cool stuff, especially what we're going to do today, because you can take this little project and make gifts for everybody. And it barely will cost you hardly anything to make these. It's really inexpensive little project, and it's so fast. It's so fast that I'm actually going to make one fully in front of you today. Let's get started. So today what I wanted to do is show you how to easily make keychains like this. I know it's backwards to you, but details. You can make ornaments or other, well, let's look at this. This could be a keychain. How cute is that? Some of y'all saw me making that yesterday. This one I love. This is a built-in design on my Meridian, and I just had to stitch it out because I thought he was so cute. Look at the llama, baby llama drama. Love this. This is so cute. I love him, love him, love him. So this could be for a kid's backpack. You can hang it on zipper pulls. You can do whatever you want. He's kind of big, but who cares? Bigger the better, right? And this one came out so pretty. I didn't realize how pretty this was going to come out. And hopefully you can kind of see what's going on. I took a design from Evie Hawkins. It is her, oh, what is that called? I already forgot. But it's one of her little designs that she has that's on a great big project, and an advent calendar. That's what I'm thinking about, is her advent calendar. And I just took one of her little designs. It was like this, but remember, in our machines and our Solaris or our Meridians or Altairs or Dream Machines, we have the ability to blow our designs up to 200%. So I could take this itty bitty design and do this with it. I turned them into a little bit bigger of a snowflake here. And hopefully you can see a little bit of iridescence, not the jewels, not the bling, but can you see a little iridescence in there? What I did is I laid down a piece of mylar before it started stitching. And so what that does is it adds a little bit of shimmer. If you can see that a little bit behind the pink there, it adds a little bit of shimmer to your projects. So if you have kind of like a little open space or something like that, hey, before you start embroidering, lay a piece of that mylar down and just go to town, and then rip it away when you're done. This mylar is the embellished mylar by R&K and Hope Yoder, but I also use Swarovski crystals on there. And I've got a little heat rhinestone setter that I love, and I'll pull that out in a little while. What it is it's battery operated, so I don't have to like plug it in and drag it around. It's battery operated, and I love that. And that is an R&K product, obviously. I know a lot about R&K. So what I did is I just, you know, I'm a pink girl, so like my Christmas stuff looks like Dr. Seuss threw up all over the whole house, because I'm not your traditional red and green girl. I like the pinks and blues and, you know, silvers and golds. So this was right up my alley right here. So that's a little ornament that you can make. Tie this on a gift. if you're gonna make, teachers' gifts. I know a lot of kids aren't going back to school, but, the teachers really need our support right now. So just a little fun gift for them would be amazing. They would I'm sure it would be heartfelt, and they would just love it. So that's what I want to teach you guys how to do today. After this is over, I am going to figure out the way to attach a file to the files section in our group with all the directions on how to make these. Now, it's for the name ones, but you can apply the same properties to the ornament ones. It's almost exactly the same. And I'll go over how I'm going to do both of them for you. So, yeah, let's talk about what you need. Let me grab a couple things. All right, here we go. So, what you're going to need is a tearaway stabilizer. I'm using a lighter weight one. Maybe it's a medium weight. I really like it. It is the Baby Lock soft tearaway. I'm sorry, I'm skipping out on the name, but it is a tearaway. I'm also going to use some marine vinyl. Now, if you've never seen this stuff or never worked with it, it embroiders like a dream. This stuff you can type it into your Google search bar and type in marine vinyl, or maybe marine vinyl for crafts. And when I got my package of it, there was like 12 8 by 11 inch pieces, and there are multiple colors. So here's one right here. Here's a gold one that's really pretty. Like this. I like gold. Okay, and this one, now these are a little bit lighter weight. And I'm not sure how to tell the weight of them. I've never really done full research on these. But this one's a little thicker, but it works great. So this is a beautiful marine vinyl that I really like. It's this really light gold. I have no idea where I got it. I think I've had it for a long time, and I probably couldn't find it again if I wanted to, but I love it. It's so pretty. Let me grab the other name ones I made. My niece wanted me to make some going away gifts, so I did. And just to show you, with the name ones, the name keychains, what happens is you're going to have all ranges of sizes of names. So you're going to have, there could be names with 3 letters or 12 letters or whatever, and we'll talk about how we're going to work that out size-wise. But here's one with a short name. So Jan. And then here's one with a to me, a pretty long name, Stephanie. And I know it's backwards, but it can be done. Now, when you're looking at these, let's look at my Anna one. What you see is, number one, you see my name, but then you see an outline. So we'll go over how we're going to work that out, how we're going to get the shape. But there's also one more thing that I have on the back of here. And what that's going to do is give me some structure, but also cover up my stitches. And this stuff is called Deco Magic. This is an R&K product. It is amazing. It's just this, I don't even know, cookie, chime in. This is I'm not sure what kind of material this is, because, I don't know. But it's something that adds lots of body to projects. So if you're making postcards, embroidered postcards, this would be great to put on the back. You can even embroider through this. It's really neat. Also, if you can't find that, you can use Craft Tex, and that's a similar product. This one has more body to it, and I really, really like this one. So that's what I have. I really only need 4 ingredients. The first one being my marine vinyl, the second one being my stabilizer, my tearaway stabilizer. And like I said, I'm going to use a medium weight. I'm not going to tear it away. I'm just going to leave it in there forever. What do I care? It's just going to be in there forever. It's going to hold my embroidery stitches beautifully. And then I need something for the back, either Deco Magic or craft text. Now all this will be listed on the instruction sheet that I post to the files. I'm pointing up because it's going to be somewhere up there. And then thread. You need thread, embroidery thread, and bobbin thread, whatever bobbin thread you use. Our machines like Finishing Touch because it's a 90 weight bobbin thread. So if that's what you use, great. So yeah. So I really just want to get going here. I'm going to stitch the whole thing out in front of you while you're here with me. Like I said, it takes a little amount of time. So yeah. Oh, Cookie chimed in. Here we go. Deco Magic, fusible non-woven interlining. Thank you. That is washer and dryer safe. So yeah, the stuff that's going to go on the back, did you hear that? Washer and dryer safe. And there is one side that is fusible, which I like, and I'll show you what I do with that at the end. So thanks, Cookie. I appreciate it because, you know, information has left my brain. So it's an interlining. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys all turned around to my machine. And again, this is going to work on your Solaris, your Destiny, your Altair Meridian, and also those of you who may have the brother comparable machines for my design center. So you got it? You got it. Yeah, you know, all right, cool. Okay, so well, I was gonna say hi to, let Lacey say hi to y'all, but she's all in a ball now. She don't care. So, okay. Let me get you turned around. As you know, this is the time you want to close your eyes if you get dizzy. There's Mabel. Everybody say hey to Mabel. She's been working a lot lately. Whitley! I have to give a shout out to Whitley, who is watching. This is my beautiful niece. Hey, baby girl. Who I'm going to embarrass her right now, is going to have me a little nephew. I'm so excited. I can't even stand it. So, okay. All right, so I am in front of Mabel. Here she is. Hey, baby. Here she is. Now, where's that light coming from? Let me turn that off. Okay. So, let me just turn just a little bit and get y'all a little bit more situated in front of the machine here. Like I said, get dizzy. Is it like the Decoville products? Good question. If anyone knows, can chime in about that, Mindy. If not, we'll find out if it's like the Decoville. The only two I know of are the ones that I just mentioned, but you never know. Could be. So, what we want to do first is I'm going to get my screen up, okay? Here we go. Here she is. Here's Mabel. And instead of going to IQ first, where I'm going to go is my embroidery area. So I'm going to tap on embroidery. And for the names, we're just going to go to our fonts. And remember, you have tons of fonts to choose from. Oops, let's go back. You have tons of fonts to choose from, so you can pick any font you want. This one was really cute to me. I really like this, and it's number 11 on my machine, so I'm just going to tap that. So I can use any name I want here. And since the mother of my nephew is on here, I'm going to do her name. Now, for short, we call her Wit, so I'm going to do Wit. So we're going to go to W, and then what I want to do, this is in my uppercase. I'm going to leave these large. If you didn't know, right down here you have large, medium, and small. And you have to tell it when you tap your first letter what size you want those to come into. Now you can change the sizes a little bit later on, a little bit, but you want to kind of start here. So if I wanted her initial to be a little bit smaller and go to medium, or if I want it teensy and you can see it's almost not even there, then I could. And that would be great for if you're going to do monograms on a cuff for a man's outfit, or for a man's shirt, or on his lapel. This would be great for that. But I'm going to go back up to the large. The next one I'm going to go to is, instead of my upper cases, I'm going to select my lower cases. And I'm just going to go H, I, and T. So we call her Wit. That's what we'll use. Okay, so that's all I have to do right here. Now you have some other things to play with, but for this, you're just going to spell out the name. I'm going to hit set, and there I go. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go to my edit, and I want to rotate her name. I'm going to select rotate, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees to the right. You can do it the other way if you want. It's your baby. And I'm going to select OK. Now, what I want to do next is go to layout again. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hit embroidery? I didn't mean to hit embroidery because I got a couple other things that I need to do here. So after I rotate Wit's name, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to look for the flower. The flower is your stamping icon. And what I want to do is I want to make an outline, just like on mine where it says Anna. So I'm going to take and move the distance to about 0.88. And you can see it growing away from the name. Just going to press. Oop, oop. Go back. That's perfect. So now what I'm going to do is select memory. And this is where it's going to take just the outline and drop it into IQ Designer, or if you have the brother equivalent, My Design Center. And it's going to tell me, it's going to say, hey, I'm going to put this in IQ Designer, and it's going to be in your stamp pattern list. So remember what that looks like. I'm going to go, okay, Mabel. And I'm going to push OK. Now, you don't see that outline right now. That's because we need to go to IQ Designer right now. So I'm going to go to Add. Don't press the Home button. You want to make sure you Add. And now, if you look here on my screen, you'll see IQ Designer. So let's select IQ Designer. And remember it said, hey, Anna, remember that little symbol? I want you to go back to that. So I'm going to select that circle and square. This is my shapes option. So I can either pick up some shapes or do whatever I really want here. However, remember that flower? I'm going to go tap on that flower. And now what I'm going to do is select Wit and OK. There we go. Now what I want to do next is, if you noticed, and let me pop this open. Oh, I've got one open here. If you notice, I have this little tab area right here, just right here. I need to add that in. So what I'm going to do is go back to my shapes icon, and I'm going to, I like rounded edges. I call them squovels. That's square and with rounded edges. I don't know why I think that goes back to my hairdressing days. And I'm going to pick the square that doesn't have the sharp edges, but the rounded edges. And I'm going to push OK. Now you can see it comes in, it's ginormous, right? So what I need to do is shrink that down to 2.5 by 0.5 inches. So it's going to be basically 2.5 inches by 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go to my size. And since my red box is around my squoval, my square, I'm going to, instead of use my proportional buttons to change the size, I'm going to choose my unproportional buttons. So first what I want to do is the length. I want to bring in at 1/2. So I'm going to squish it this way. So, excuse me, my width. I said that backwards. So you can see it changing up there. I'm getting close. Oh, went too far, so I can go back and fix that. And I'm going to go down to 50. Now my length is going to be 2.5. So I'm going to look for a button that squishes it. So these are my 2 arrows that are pointing in. So I'm going to squish that down to 2.5. Oh, whoa, I went too far. Let me use my unsquisher. There we go. So now I'm at 2.5 by 1/2. I'm going to select OK. And this is where you probably want to use your zoom. I love the zoom on here. Let me push that. Zoom. Boom. There we go. Remember, if you are in the Solaris or Destiny or the comparable of Brother machines, what you're going to do is you will have a little hand right here, and that hand pans you around. But for the rest of us, we are going to use our box just to kind of move up a little bit so we can kind of see a little bit better. What I want to do is I want to take this guy and move him straight up. So to find that, let me see. Deborah asked, oh, good question. Let's go back to size. So Deborah asked, how did you know you were at 2.5 by 5? Or 0.5. Right up here, if I'm in size, Deborah, right up here, it'll show you your sizing. Okay, I'm going to push OK. So I want to move this guy up. So I can do it one of 2 ways. Of course, I can take this guy and just drag him if I want. Or if I happen to want to move it with move buttons, what I can do is hit size. And I can use the little move buttons down here. So you see I can move him. I can center him. I can move him back straight up. I'm going to move him over just a little bit. Now, what I want to do is make sure, you're so welcome, Deborah. What I want to make sure is that these 2 are crossing. So they are overlapping. I want that. But what I'm going to do next is zoom in pretty good. I, for some reason, have fallen in love with 800% zoom. I want to go, let's move that over just a little bit more. There we go. I want to go where these 2 meet. Where these 2 shapes meet, because what I'm going to do is erase the lines that overlap. So I'm going to go grab my eraser, boop, and choose whichever one I like to use. I like to use the medium box. It just works for me. And we're going to start here and start erasing those lines. Now, I gave you a little tip one time or another. When erasing, let's go back. What you want to do is you want to kind of erase in little short sections. So if I go like this, okay, I'm done, and lift. This and lift. This and lift. The reason why I'm doing that is, let me show you why. If I go in one fell swoop and just start erasing everything, and I accidentally go like this, I have more that I have to erase. This is lazy. I'm just being lazy. So I do little sections at a time, because that'll be less for me to have to re-erase if I mess up. And I'm going to get those as close as I can. I'm going to lift. There we go. Now you can see the great thing about this is a drawing right now. This is not actually stitches right at the moment inside of IQ until I tell it to be stitches. So it comes in as pixels, and those pixels are those little boxes, and they're so easy to erase. So that's why I like to zoom in really, really close. Now I'm going to zoom out to where I can see my shape. And so what you can see is that now I have my name outline and my tab outline, just like that one. Now what I want to do is turn this into stitching. So I am going to go to, remember we have our two boxes. We have our line property box with 4 icons, and then we have our fill property box with icons. I'm going to go to our line properties and hit the little piece of paper. I'm going to tell it that I want just a straight stitch, and I can pick a color from here and select OK. Now, right at the moment, since these are two separate lines, even though they're grouped together, what I need to do is I'm going to turn on my bucket and I'm going to tap this bottom one. You can see it turned blue. And then I'm going to tap the second one, or the top part, and that's going to turn blue. So now this is just a stitch outline. What's very important at this point, just because it'll make your life easier, you want to go ahead and save this to IQ memory. So I'm going to hit my save button, and basically that is if you're looking at your machine and you have a pocket with an arrow going in, then you want to select that guy. And then I like to save to my machine. You can save it to USB, whatever you like to do. Now I can select Next, Preview, there it is, and watch what happens, Set. See how it popped, let's zoom in a little bit. See how it popped right, let's get in closer, there we go. Oop, I'm gonna just move it down there a little bit. It popped right into and on top of the name. Oop. Now what did I do? I accidentally erased it. Well, that's easy. Remember, I saved it over in IQ Designer. All I have to do is go back to Add, IQ Designer, and now I'm going to use the pocket right here that has the arrow coming out. I'm going to go to where I saved it, and there it is right up here, and Set. There it is. So I like to double check to make sure and do the tap the stitching again, do single. Remember, we're going to use bucket. There we go. And next. Okay, there it is. So if I accidentally erase it, then I can go back and grab it. All right, so we're almost done. We just need to do one more thing. I'm not sure, you probably can't see. Oh, this is blue, so maybe you can see. I made, and I didn't set this very well, but the next thing I did was made these little circles. So I had a place to mark where I'm going to put my snaps. So I need to go make those 2 circles. I'm going to select Add, IQ Designer, and I'm going to pull that shape back out again. There it is. And hit Set. There it is. So here is my design, but I want to put some little markings there so I'll know exactly where to put my snaps. So I'm going to select, you guessed it, the Shapes key, and I'm just going to grab a circle. Now you can see up here when it comes in, it's huge. So what I want to do is reduce the size. I'm going to go to Size, and I'm going to proportionately shrink the size until it stops. It's going to stop at 0.39, I think. There we go, 0.39. And then I'm going to take and move this, because I've got my move buttons here, straight up to the top here. But I know he's off a little bit, so I'm going to move him over just a little bit to kind of center him. And if I tap out here, oops, what did I do? Let's go back to center and move him. Boop, boop, boop. So I'm not going to get him right at the top. I'm just going to, because that way I have a little bit of a ledge, you know, here. So we're going to leave him about right there. I'm going to select OK. And next what I'm going to do is select the duplicate key. Now, the reason why I can duplicate this one right here is because the red box is around it. So let's hit duplicate. And I'm going to hit size so I can use the move key. I like to hit the center button because that's going to make it easy for me to move it up. And you're going to put it in about this general area right here. Cool. Now what we need to do is take and turn all those lines that we just made into a single stitch, and I'm going to choose a separate color than the first time. So I am going to, I'm going to select my bucket. I'm going to tap both, I'm going to tap my line and then both my circles. So now everything will be A. And it looks like I got him a little bit over. It's actually not a big deal because your snaps should cover that. So I'm going to select, and what I did, is I selected next, preview, OK, and watch what happens. Here's my last color. I'm going to hit set, OK, and it lands right on top of the other two colors. So what we have first here is we have the name, the tack down, and then the final stitch. And I'm going to select OK. And I'm going to go to embroidery. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to take and center this. So it's center to my hoop. And I'm sorry, I should have walked through that. I kind of went quickly. I'm going to return back to embroidery. Let's see. I'm going to select embroidery. I'm going to select layout. And I'm going to select move. And if I want to, let's say it was up here. If I want to get it centered to the hoop, all I have to do is press this little dot. And now it's centered to my hoop. Why would I want that? Because I'm going to use a 5x7 hoop, and if this guy was way up here, see what happens? It's telling me I can only use my 9.5 by 9.5 or my 9.5 by 14. Well, I know this thing is only almost 6 inches tall, so I want to make sure I center it to the hoop so my 5x7 hoop pops back up. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to go get everything ready for my keychain. So I'm going to turn you around here over to my table and make you a little taller. Please, Mom, don't say anything about my messy room. This is how I work. Now, I think I'm going to do Whitley's in some gold, because that girl deserves some gold. And for these, I cut about a 3-inch strip of the marine vinyl. So I've got this fantastic 3-inch ruler, just lay it down. And here is my 3-inch vinyl right here. And this one came as 3 inches by close to 9 inches. That's about right. Really, I just want something to lay down in the center of the hoop, like this. So I do like to use a tiny bit of 505 spray. So I'm just going to lightly mist that. And I'm going to just lay this down wherever I want, lengthwise, because my keychain's going to stitch out lengthwise. And I'm also going to use some embroidery tape to hold down the sides. And I just put one little piece here and one little piece here. I didn't mention that I had already hooped my tearaway stabilizer, and I just hooped the stabilizer by itself. However, what if I was unsure where that's going to fit? Well, with our Solaris machines and our Destinies, we can use the scan key. However, if I'm using an Altair or Meridian, what I can use is my positioning app. I love this thing. I love my positioning app. So I'm going to grab my iPad or phone, whichever one you use, and I'm going to go through and find IQ positioning. And if you noticed, I have a lot of little games on there. That's how I chill out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this embroidery one right up here. I'm going to tap that. And what you're going to see is it looks like my table. But I believe we did this last week. All I have to do is take and hold that over my hoop. And I need to get a little bit in front of it here. So I'm going to take it and hold it up. And it's going to count. Okay, now look. This is so cool. This is why I love these machines. So it took a picture of my hoop. Now what I'm going to do is say send to machine. Send to machine. And it sent it over. I'm going to take my hoop and I'm going to turn you guys around again. Sorry for the dizziness. I'm going to bring it right over here. I've got my thread ready to go. Oh, you know what? I thought I was going to do a different color, so I think I'll change color. Let's see. What do y'all think Whitley would like? Turquoise, maybe? I think turquoise would be pretty. Let me grab one that I really like. Oh, this is gorgeous. So, I think I'll use this pretty tealy turquoisey green. It's not really turquoise. This is more of a whatever color that is. And I'm going to slide it on. Now, here's a great little teachable moment for me. When you're threading your machine, what you want to make sure of is, number one, your foot is in the highest position, which it is. And when I come down here to number 6 and swoop it over to number 7, well, when I get to number 6, what I'm going to do first is lower my foot. And what that does is that closes off the tensioners. And then I can swoop it through 7 and then swoop it around, cut my thread, and now thread my needle. Oh, it's not going to let me thread my needle because it says Anna. The image was sent from the mobile app. Do you want me to put this on screen? I'm going to say, heck yeah. I'm going to push OK. And what it wants me to do is to attach the frame. There we go. Okay, precious. She's bossy. There we go. Now I can press my threading. There we go. And now, can you see on the screen here? Let's get a little closer. Make you guys a little nauseous here. Now, do you see that I have the whole little keychain right here? It's superimposed on top of that picture. How cool is that? So now if I need to move her over or, move it up or down or wherever I want, or if I just want it center, let's hit center, then it's good to go. Now what I'm going to do is just push, my start button. And what it's going to do is stitch her name first. So that shouldn't take too long. The whole project takes 4 minutes. Remember how I said these are super duper fast to make? They really, really are. So while that's stitching out her name, do we have any questions? If you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, couple good questions here. Mindy, what brand of thread do I use? What I'm using right now is a Floriani thread. I like their thread because it's really shiny, and I am a flashy, although you can't tell by the way I dress, I love my stuff to be shimmery and flashy. So that's what I'm using right now. The needle size rose, what I like to use is a 75 sharp for almost everything that I embroider. And there's you can use Class A or Schmetz needles, so that's a 7511. Oh, Louise, good question. I did slow this down. I slowed it down for these when I was working on them last night because I was getting a little nervous. So I put it to 700 stitches per minute. So it's almost done. We're getting there. This is where you think, did I spell the name right? I did that last night. I had one that I spelled totally wrong, and I had to go back and start all over again, but that's okay. So we are on the eye. I guess Whitley now knows what she's getting for Christmas. Just kidding. After we're done with this one, I will walk through the steps of doing the ornament because it's done pretty much the same way but a little bit different. I'm not going to stitch one out, however, I do want to show you how to do that as well. Ooh, that tealy, turquoisey, whatever color that is, looks so pretty on that gold. Love it. Love it. Now, again, for the marine vinyl, I would just go to Google and search for, I know there's some companies out there that just sell marine vinyl, and it's always great to support those smaller companies selling it. I've seen it where it has prints on it, it has glitter, it's just all kind of fun. So, okay, so Whitley's name, wow, that's big. So this is going to be a huge keychain. So Whit's name is done. So my next color, oh, let's close that. My next color will be just the outline. And the reason why I have basically double outlines is just to tack it down, to get it nice and clean. So you may think, why do two outlines? Well, the first one is going to hold it down. So I'm going to drop that and go to town on that. So, oh, Mindy, good question. Can you use a different stitch, like the triple stitch? Absolutely. And I did one last night. Now, the Solaris machines, they actually have multiple stitches you can choose from. With the Meridian and Altair, what we have is we have a straight stitch, a triple stitch, which is kind of like a bean stitch, and then we also have a chain stitch and candle wicking. So if you look at this little guy, I did the candle wicking on the outside. How cute is that? So yes, you can choose any stitch that your machine has. So I loved doing the candle wicking on this little guy. This is hysterical to me. So, okay. Now what I need to do is I'm going to grab my Deco Magic or Craftex, whatever you're going to use. If you're using Deco Magic, it has a fusible side, okay? So let's think about that when we're doing the next step. What I'm going to do is remove my hoop. There it is. That's so cool. I'm going to flip it over to the wrong side. I'm going to take my piece of Deco Magic and lay it over my design on the back of the hoop. And then I'm just going to take a couple pieces of tape and hold it in place. So I'll put one on this side. And I'll put one on the other side. And this is just to hold it in place. And most embroidery tape that is made out there is made to, if your needle goes through it, it's not going to hurt anything. But generally they're pretty tough. pretty tough tapes, and a lot of them are reusable. So I'm going to slip this back on. However, I'm going to be conscious that there's something under here. So I want to lift my hand, lift it up a little bit, and make sure that the tape didn't get squished around or everything feels good. Now I'm going to do the last stitch. What is your thread color number, please? I want to get me that one. Oh, okay, so this is the Floriani Rose. It's Floriani 378. I know this color's gorgeous. What is the name of the tape? This is Embroidery Perfection tape by R&K. I know it seems like I use a lot of R&K products. I just like them. I mean, I'm happy with them. They've really done their research. So, Embroidery Perfection tape by R&K. All right, it did one of my circles. Now it's going to do the other. Can you guys see what just happened? I've got to tell you guys a secret. I was working on something else last night. I can't really tell you what it is because it's kind of secret. However, in here, down here at this button right here, I had to turn off my jump stitches, or my jump stitch trim. Now, that's one of the most important things about Baby Lock machines, is they trim all your jump stitches. I forgot to turn mine back on. So if you turn the machine off, you've got to go back in and turn it on. That means I got to go. Now I got to actually work. That means I got to go cut those. But that's okay. No biggie, right? Okay. So now what I'm going to do, look, how quick was that? All I'm going to do now is remove it from the hoop. And I like to take mine over to my cutting area, and I'm just going to talk through this and cut off all the excess with my rotary cutter, and then trim around the name. And I'm just going to use a pair of, oh my gosh, I love these scissors, guys. These are Tim Holtz Ionic shears. I love these. So what I'm going to do is just trim around, leaving about 1/8 of an inch. Or maybe, you know, I mean, guesstimate. Now this may not come out so pretty because I'm doing it at a weird angle. But you get the idea. I'm just going to go trim out all the way around so it comes out like, this is such a good example here. So I just left a little bit all the way here. Hey, Linda, all the way around. Here's a good one. Here's actually a really pretty one that came out. Almost the same color. Not really. That one's a little bit deeper. And then I took it to my snap station, which is, honestly, I do all my snapping on the floor. Jason, my husband, gave me a piece of aluminum and a hammer and let me go to town. So what happens with that is I got online, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's been a while. I just can't remember where I got these. But I got this great, like I said, I'm kind of a weirdly flashy girl. I don't really like plastic buttons. They're cute, so if you want those, hey, have fun with them. But I like these pretty, gold and silver and these really brushed looking cool ones here. So they've got black and they've got, what's the name of that? I can't remember what it's called. But with those holes, what you're going to do is a lot of the kits come with some, excuse me, a little punch to punch through the leather and then punch, and it'll give you directions on how to do that. I would do it, but it's really loud. So maybe I'll make a video on how to do it with the volume turned off, because you got to beat them to death to get them in. But let me talk to you about punching the holes. So remember I said just a split second ago, there's a tool in here, or that'll probably come with yours. And what it does is you take this, you lay it down on your leather, and you beat it, and it'll cut the hole. I'm going to be totally honest with you. It takes so long to do it because it's not as sharp as you think it would be. If you can invest in this super cool tool that I used to use when I was out traveling, we would put eyelets and little thingies in. This is really cool. This is called a crop. So C-R-O-P, a dial. So kind of like a dial, but it's crop a dial. And what it does, I'm going to show you here, is look right here where my finger is. See that guy right there? That punches holes. It's really cool. And this, it won't set snaps, but it will set eyelets. And we'll talk about that in a second. So let me grab a piece of, here we go. So if I want to make a little hole, all I have to do is slide it in here and push that. And you see how quick and easy it cuts through there? And now that way, when I go to set my snaps, I can easily place something right in that hole. Is that not super cool? Now, there is, here, where are my eyelets? If you want to make like little ornaments or little key thingies or fobs or whatever these are called, you can use this to punch that hole. But also, let's see if you can see that. Can you see? This is like one of those little metal eyelet things. It's just one piece. And I'm going to show you how easy that is. So, with this, I've already punched my hole. And I'm going to grab these. And now, when you get a crop-a-dial, it'll tell you what size of these and all to get. It's been a while since I've really played with this a lot. So, I don't remember sizes and stuff. But all I have to do is take this guy, put him through that hole. There we go. So he's in. And now I need to secure him. And with the crop-a-dials, I have this part up here that I just line up. Ooh, this is weird to do from this way. Let me do it this way. Here we go. I just need to line it up. I say that. There we go. Oops. It's because I am off. There we go. Line it up and then just give it a little squeeze. Is it making a liar out of me? It could. Come here. Oh, my thing popped out. I swear, guys, this works like a dream. But I just got it stuck on there for some reason. Well, this is live TV, correct? Okay, I promise it works. I have a bigger one. And there's two sizes. There's the handheld, and I'll show you with the bigger one. And then this monstrosity here. So, no, I don't work for this company. I just kind of like this. This is really cool. So let me cut a piece of this off and actually show you what it really does, because somehow I messed something up along the way. Okay, so I'm first going to punch my hole. My holes are in the back. Or my puncher's in the back. Okay. And then I'm going to use this part up here to set my eyelet thingy. I don't know if there's a real word for it. But I'm going to just take one and put it in. And then I can take this guy, put it right here if I have the correct. I think that's my problem. I think I have it on the wrong setting, and that's what happened. Like I said, it's been a while since I've used them. Actually, I used it last night and it worked great. There we go. I'm going to press. And there we go. And see, it's in, and it squishes the back. So it's now in. There's a cute little eyelet that I can put string through or a little ball and chain through. Okay. Yeah, I love them. Let's see. Roasted crocodile is what I plan on using. I have both those already for my paper. Yes, yeah, it works great. Yeah, they're really awesome. But now what I want to do is show you guys how to do this with an embroidery design or something like that, because notice this part's different up here than from the keychain. So I'm just going to swing you back around, back over to Mabel. Hey, Mabel. And get you down a little bit. Now, if you're going to make multiple of these for Wit or whomever, you can save that to your machine just by selecting memory and save it wherever you like. But I'm just going to go back home. And now you can use a pre-made design or a pre-bought design off of your USB stick, or you can use a design that is inside of the machine. So I'm just going to bring you down just a little bit more. That way I can see you. There we go. So I'm going to grab one from the machine. So let's see here. Let's go back to Needlecraft. And let's do this ball of yarn here. That's kind of cute. I don't knit or whatever y'all call that. But he's cute. So I'm going to select that. But what I'm going to notice is the size. So he's about 3.75, so almost 4 inches. Going to hit set. And I want to shrink him down just a little bit. Just a little bit smaller for, let's say, a little cute little fun ornament for your girlfriends. Now, I was only able to go down 10%. So what did I do? I'm going to select my stitch recalculation button, and now I'm able to go down more. Let's see, 3.22. I'm going to get it close to 3. Yeah, that's perfect right there. So that's around 3-ish inches, close to. I'm going to select OK. Now, like last time, what we did is we built an outline around the name. Now what we're going to do is build an outline around the embroidery design. So I'm going to select my flower, and I'm going to move my distance around. It's going to be about the same, 0.088. I just find that that's such a good number. I don't know why it works, but that's like the number that has worked for me the entire time for everything. Now, how cute is that going to be for a little ornament for one of your girlfriends for Christmas? I'm going to select memory. And remember, it's telling me, it's saying, hey, you're going to find this over an IQ Designer in your shapes box. I'm going to say, okay, cool. Okay. And now I'm going to go to add. I'm going to go to my IQ Designer. And I'm going to go find that little button, circle and square, here she is. And I'm going to go find my flower again. And there's my shape. Okay. But I need to do one little thing here. What I need to do is make like a little bitty baby tab that goes on top so I can punch an eyelet or a snap through, whatever you want to punch through there. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to go back to my shapes, and I'm going to grab, I kind of played with my shapes a little bit, and I decided the little egg shape worked well. So I'm going to grab my little egg and say okay. Now there's a little trick I want to show you guys that I accidentally found last night. So I'm going to go to my size, and I'm going to shrink it all the way down till it stops. Now when it stops, it's telling me that's as far as it can go. Well, accidentally, so that was about that 0.39 that the other circles were at. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. I'm going to move that up, and then I'm going to show you a little trick after I move this into place, because I forgot it's in the next step, not this step, but that's okay. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to move this guy just straight up. And, you know, about like there-ish. It's fine with me. I need to get in front of the machine so I can make sure. Do I need her to go over just a hair? Maybe that's a little better. But I want them to be overlapping. So I'm going to say okay. I'm going to grab my eraser. Remember, I like the medium square. Y'all use whatever's most comfortable for you. I'm going to zoom in 800 and it disappeared. Where is it? Oh, there she is. And I'm going to come in and erase those lines. And remember, I'm a erase and lift girl. There we go. There we go. Oh, lift. I'm actually doing this from the left side, y'all. It's really weird. Okay, now I have my little tabby area. I'm going to zoom back down to about 200% so I can see everything. This is where I want to put my little circle. But first, what I want to do is I want to save this outline. So I'm going to first tell it to go to a straight stitch. So I'm going to go to my line properties box, select my straight stitch, and then I'm going to select a color, okay, don't forget your bucket, and tap. Now, remember, like the last one I said, they're not going to do it together, so you have to tap them both. And now what I'm going to do is save it to my machine. I'm going to bring this one over, all the way over. And now you can see my outline there. Now, I want to do something a little bit fun for the next part. Let's see, who was it who asked that? I'm sorry, I think it was Mindy. Yes, Mindy. Mindy, I'm going to show you how to do a different stitch. This first stitch is just the stitch that's going to tack it down. So what I want to do is go back to Add, IQ Designer. I'm going to pull that shape back out. Remember, I saved it before I left. I'm going to pull it back out. Do not forget to do that step. I promise you guys, y'all want to do that step. Saving is your friend. Okay, there's my design. Let me zoom in a little bit, and it is so light. I'm just going to go change the color really quickly, guys, so we can see it, just because it's so light. Ah, that's better. Now what I want to do is add the little hole so I know where to put my snap or my my little eyelet. I'm going to make a circle. I'm going to grab that circle. And remember a few moments ago I said, hey, I want to show you guys something really cool. What I'm going to do is go to size and size it down as far as it'll go. And that's the 0.39. I was always under the impression, just because it stopped where it wanted to stop, that I could only go so far in making that smaller over here. If you look, this circle's a little bit bigger than my little tab. Well, I accidentally did something last night where I was like, oh, I accidentally tapped outside. And I was like, well, I need to get him again, so what do? I make sure that my selection button is turned on. It turns blue when it is, and I can draw a box around that. But then I was like, hey, let me try something. I'm going to go to the size button and try to make that smaller. So really what happened is I had to unselect it and reselect it again to make it go smaller. Now it looks kind of out of shape, but it stitches out a beautiful circle. So you kind of have to do it that way if you need to make that guy a little bit smaller. Okay, so and this is just a little marking for me. So okay, well, I'm happy with that. I'm going to bring him straight up and over some, get him kind of centered, and there I go. And I'm going to select OK. Now, Mindy, watch this. Okay, so I'm going to go back up to my line properties, and I'm going to select my candle wicking stitch. Now I'm going to leave it the same color, and I'm going to select OK, and I'm going to tap my bucket, and you're not going to see anything change, but you want to make sure you touch that line. Don't touch the circle. We're going to leave the circle as is. but we're just going to touch the outside. I'm going to select next. And what I want to do is, why is this way over here? This is just showing me the outline. Notice these down here? Those are my candle wicking sizes. I'm going to first, because I think when I did that one, I changed the size a little bit. I'm going to make my candle wicking, or my little candle, I don't know what, the stars. I'm going to make my stars a little bit smaller. And I'm going to bring the width just a little bit further away from each other, just like a couple notches. And I'm going to hit set and preview and see, let's see what happens. Now to me, if I zoom in, you can't zoom in here. This right here looks not good. So I know what I need to do. I need to return first. I need to make sure the straight stitch is on, and let me zoom in and tell you why I'm selecting the straight stitch. Because I forgot to tell this to be a straight stitch and it turned out to be a satin stitch, and that would just be not right for what we're doing. So I'm going to tap it and make sure that it's going to get highlighted. I'm going to select next. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make those even smaller, my little stars even smaller. I'm going to hit set, and this is all trial and error. You're just going to keep looking at it until you're happy with it. That could be cute. I know you really can't see it very well, but let's put it on top of our other little design and see what happens. I'm going to hit set and OK. Oh my God, that would be the cutest. I might have to stitch that one out. The cutest little ornament, just like this guy. And let me turn that light on so you can see him really good. There we go. So this is a built-in design. This is my baby llama. This is in the kids menu. And then, yeah, Mindy, isn't that cute? And then I did the candle wicking. Now, if you have a Solaris, remember, guys, y'all have more stitches to play with. So when you make these, post these, I mean, it's inspiration for each other. So let's zoom in a little bit just so you can see him a little bit better. Isn't that going to be cute? I think that would be really, really cute. So I'm going to select embroidery, and all I have to do is I have those 3 steps again. First, it's going to stitch out the center part, then the tack down, and then you're going to put the Deco Magic or whatever you have for the backing on, and then it'll do the final stitching. And yes, the candle wicking is done all the way through. I'm sorry, let me turn that light back on. Wrong way. I'm not really great with this. So the candle wicking's back here. What do I care? You know, I think it's cute as a button, you know, so I don't know who's getting that, but, you know, it's really cute. Or I'll just leave it as a sample. So, you know, here's some cute, very, very cute. I'm going to switch it around to me. Some really cute little Christmas gifts. Or, ooh, how many of you have a Christmas tree for your sewing room? I don't. My mother does. Beverly on here does. Maybe I should have a Christmas tree and make all my ornaments this way. How cute would that be? Be adorable. Be totally adorable. And then I had mentioned to you guys, let me see. I hide stuff from myself, and I don't know why I do this, but I wanted to show you the little rhinestone setter that I have for my rhinestones, because it's really nice, and it has I literally had it last night. It's a pink one, and you use batteries versus plugging it in, so, and it gets really hot, and you just press the button and it gets really hot, and you can set your buttons. So let's see what else. Let's see. Yeah, the llama. Oh, Karen, that's a cute idea. Put it on a tote bag for a new baby. And I got one coming. I think it's my child. I know it's not, but I think it is. So What's really cute about that is my family has only had girls for the past few, whatever, however many years, and my niece is now having a little angel boy, and we're so excited because he's going to be spoiled rotten because he's a little boy. Although we have no idea what to do with boys. All I've heard is cover and duck when you're changing his diaper, so how exciting. So, if we have any questions, let's go right ahead and get into our question and answer mode. Any questions about anything? Also, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing the group with your friends out there. I do plan to do other sewing stuff besides just the IQ. Just right now, I know a lot of people really wanted some help with that. And when we hit 200 members, we're going to do a giveaway. I would ask if you do post it somewhere in a group, my link in the group, please make sure they answer all the questions. My friend Missy brought that up in one of her groups, and I thought that was genius, because that way she can weed out who's not really a sewer, because it could be like a spammy thing. So if you share any of her links or my links or any link that I post in here for another group, make sure to have them answer all the questions. And it's just like, I can't remember what my questions are, but basically, there's 3 questions, and one of them is, do you agree not to be a bully or something like that? Which we're not. You guys are amazing. You guys are so awesome. And then, do you sew? Do you do this? Just tell them. Just take 2 seconds and answer. What else? Okay. So I do want to do a giveaway at 200. I'm going to be begging some of my friends for maybe to help me out and gather up some giveaway stuff. So I've got some stuff already planned. So I just, and every time we hit a milestone, we'll do a giveaway, which is really fantastic. Later in the year, I will be doing a giveaway that I'm really excited about. If you've never heard of this planner, although it's late in the year, get one for next year. This one is called the Quilter's Planner. I'm not paid or anything by them, but I do love it. I've been using it for a couple years now, and one of my patterns will be in it next year. So what I plan to do is have a giveaway of a Quilter's Planner. Look how big this sucker is. I do love it. It has helped me not only keep track of my life, but it's got some really great, it's got patterns and all kind of fun stuff to do in there. Towards the end of the year, I think is when they get released, I will make sure that I will do a giveaway of one of those for you. So, yeah, free stuff. Who doesn't love that? I do. I love free stuff. So, if you have any questions, just go ahead and ask. Otherwise, anything else I need to tell you? I need to plan on what we're going to do next week. I'm not quite sure. There'll be some really cool things happening. I'm sure something will pop in my head and be like, okay, now I got to teach that. So if you have any ideas or anything you want to see, maybe we'll just do like a free-for-all one day, like give me your questions and let me show you how to do it. So maybe we'll do like an open mic night. Ooh, open mic Sunday at the Beehive. I like it. So I'll wait around for a second. Who didn't make an appearance, by the way? There she is, in all her glory. This dog, I swear. Okay, more IQ, please. Oh, Michelle. Michelle. Let's see. It is. I don't know if they changed it. Oh, it's on my phone. But basically what it is, how to use the Mylar, yeah, I can do that. The name of the pattern in the planner, I don't know if they changed the name. I can't remember. They just sent me the proof. But basically what it is it's basically something that goes around the notebook to hold your pen. So it's like a pen holder, but you do it paper pieced, and which I love paper piecing. So that was fun to design. So it's really, really cute. So, yeah, my baby is a sleepyhead. That's all she does is sleep. If she's not eating or walking with daddy, she's sleeping. And then she loves to cuddle. She's a cuddler. But she had a rough beginning life, so we allow her to do whatever she wants. She is spoiled rotten. I mean rotten. So let's see. Thanks Louise. I appreciate that. I'm learning just like you guys are learning, and anything that I can share with you, I love to share with you. So cool. Okay, well, I think I'm going to sign off. There's no questions. You know, I do encourage you guys. Oh, Deborah. Deborah, what about the hot pad you showed last night? That is for something else. So maybe I'll design something for you guys to do in the hoop. That'd be fun, right? Okay. It won't be that one. But yeah, I will. I do want to tell you about that fabric though. Did you not love that fabric? That fabric is Sun and Soil by Hope Yoder. I know I talk about her a lot. It's just because I'm really, really close with her. But that was one of her previous lines. And so if you want it, go to her, it's hopesocreative.com. I believe you can get it. Mindy, what kind of dog is she? She's an Amstaff. She is, we're pretty much sure that she is a full-breded Amstaff because sad story, she was in a breeding mill in Louisiana, and so she was breeding, and they got her out, thank goodness. So, but she's our little angel butt. Thank you, Cookie. Thanks, Judy. Thank you, guys. Anna and Pam and Michelle, thanks. Y'all have a wonderful week. I will see y'all next week. And maybe we'll do a little fun hot pad. Why not? That would be awesome. So a little bit later, I'll post the instructions in the files. You'll have to... I'll leave instructions, so I'll type them out for you. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a wonderful week, and keep calm, sew on, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.